Uncovering the Truth, the Ayodhya Story. Ayodhya, a beautiful city in the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh, is regarded as sacred by Hindus as the birthplace of Lord Rama, a major deity in Hinduism. The dispute primarily revolves around a piece of land, which both Hindus and Muslims claim as sacred. For Hindus, this site is the Ram Janmabhoomi, the birthplace of Lord Rama, while for Muslims, it's important due to the Babri Masjid, a mosque said to be built by Mughal Emperor Babur's General Mir Baqi in 1528. The story began in the 16th century. During this time, the Mughal Empire was expanding its reach across the Indian subcontinent. Indians believed that the Babri Masjid was built after demolishing a Hindu temple that stood on the birthplace of Lord Rama. The mosque's construction stirred whispers among the local populace, as legends emerged that it was built over a sacred temple. In 1853, centuries passed in relative peace until 1853, when the first recorded incidents of religious violence over the site occurred. An attempt to mediate between the Hindu and Muslim communities, but efforts were in vain as tensions escalated. In 1859, in response to escalating tensions between the Hindu and Muslim communities, British colonial authorities erected a fence to separate the areas of worship. The inner court, where the Babri Masjid stood, was allocated for Muslim use, while the outer court was made available for Hindu worshippers. This division was intended as a pragmatic solution to prevent religious conflicts. Tensions began to rise on the night of December 22, 1949, when it was alleged that an idol of Lord Ram was placed inside the Babri Masjid. The next morning, the mosque's caretaker found the idol. Hindus believed that Lord Ram had miraculously appeared, while Muslims maintained that the idol had been covertly placed in the mosque. The event led to an immediate escalation of tensions between the Hindu and Muslim communities. The government, then led by Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, was keen on maintaining law and order and preventing communal unrest. As a result, the mosque was locked, but the idol was not removed. The site was declared a disputed area and fell under the jurisdiction of the court. The period from 1950 to 1961, in the Ayodhya dispute, saw a series of legal suits filed by various Hindu organizations, reflecting the intensifying struggle over the possession of the land at Ayodhya, particularly the site of the Babri Masjid and the surrounding area believed to be the birthplace of Lord Ram. These suits played a crucial role in the legal and political evolution of the dispute. In 1986, a district judge in Faizabad ordered the gates of the Babri Masjid to be unlocked. This decision was in response to a petition filed by a local Hindu advocate. The petitioner argued that Hindus should be allowed to worship at the site, considered by many to be the birthplace of Lord Ram. The unlocking of the mosque was a significant victory for Hindu groups, particularly those advocating for the construction of a Ram temple at the site. It allowed unrestricted Hindu worship at the site for the first time in decades. In 1990, L.K. Advani, a prominent leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, and a key figure in the Hindu nationalist movement who initiated the Rath Yatra, which translates to chariot journey, was aimed at mobilizing support for the construction of a Ram temple at the disputed site in Ayodhya, where the Babri Masjid stood. The yatra began from the Somnath temple in Gujarat. The choice of Somnath was symbolic, as the temple had been rebuilt after independence, having previously been destroyed several times by invaders, and was seen as a symbol of Hindu revivalism. The yatra played a crucial role in bringing the Ayodhya dispute to the national political stage. On December 6, 1992, a large gathering of Hindu activists and Karsavaks, volunteers, converged on Ayodhya as part of a planned rally. The rally turned violent, and despite the presence of security forces, the crowd overran the site and demolished the Babri Masjid using tools and their bare hands. This act was the culmination of a long-running campaign led by several Hindu nationalist organizations and political parties. It estimated that more than 2,000 people were killed in the ensuing riots, although the exact number remains disputed. The majority of the victims were Muslims. Thousands more were injured, and there was significant property damage, particularly in areas with mixed Hindu-Muslim populations. In May 2000, a special judge in Lucknow dropped the charges against 13 accused, including L.K. Advani, Kalyan Singh, and other BJP leaders. The judge stated that the court did not have the jurisdiction to take cognizance of the charge of criminal conspiracy. On February 27, 2002, a train carrying Hindu pilgrims and activists returning from Ayodhya was set on fire in Godhra, a town in the Indian state of Gujarat. The train was carrying many members of the Vishwa Hindu Parishad, VHP, and other Hindu groups. In the incident, 58 people were killed, most of whom were Hindu activists. The victims were trapped inside the train and died due to the fire and smoke. The Godhra train burning had immediate and severe consequences. It led to widespread communal riots across Gujarat, known as the 2002 Gujarat riots. These riots were among the deadliest in India's history, with estimates of the death toll ranging from 1,000 to 2,000 people, most of whom were Muslims. From 2002 to 2018, a series of hearings happened at Supreme Court of India. In 2019, the court awarded the disputed 2.77-acre site to Hindus for the construction of a Ram temple. It was ruled that the site is the birthplace of Lord Ram, a deity revered in Hinduism, and holds particular significance for Hindus. The court directed the government to provide 5 acres of alternative land to Muslims in Ayodhya to build a mosque. This was done to compensate for the demolition of the Babri Masjid, a 16th century mosque that stood on the disputed site until it was demolished by a Hindu mob in 1992. Today, January 22, 2024, the world witnessing the inauguration of Hindus' prestigious Lord Ram Temple at Ayodhya. The temple doors opened early on the morning, with pujas commencing around 8 a.m. onwards. The main ceremony, presided over by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, was a highlight. PM Modi participated in the Pran Pratishtha ceremony of the Ram Lala idol, a key part of the inauguration. This ceremony had a particularly auspicious moment, known as the Abhijit Muhurta, which lasted for only 84 seconds. The rest is history.
मुंबई का जान रे, किसकी आंखों में हाथ ना डाल, भज लेता है भाग रे।